You're listening to the Weekend Sport Podcast with Jason Pine from News Talk ZB. The biggest names in sport are on Weekend Sport with Jason Pine and GJ Gardner-Holmes, New Zealand's most trusted home builder. News Talk ZB.
Coming up 2, massive occasion incoming at a sold-out Mount Smart Stadium tonight in NRL Round 15 action. The Warriors looking for a fourth straight victory up against the top of the table Melbourne Storm. Warriors second rower Jackson Ford is one of only two players to start every game for the Warriors this season.
Johnson on the left side. Shot on a Ford! Jackson Ford! Over for the Warriors!
Yep, 14 starts from 14 games for Jackson Ford this season. The other player to start every game, Mitch Barnett. Jackson, thanks for taking the time for a chat. What has been different these last three games with three straight victories for the Warriors?
Not real sure, to be honest. We've had the game against Penrith, we had a bit of a few injuries in that. I think the boys just sort of thought it's now or never. We're sort of slipping down the end of the table. We've got a fair bit to play for each week, but I think there's some games there that are sort of must-wins for us. But there's definitely a lot of confidence now in the boys, and hopefully we can start to get a roll on over these next few weeks and start to, just climb that table.
Last weekend's win over the Cowboys, 42-12, felt like a real statement that the Warriors are back on track. Is that how it felt internally?
Yeah, in a way, I feel like our attack's sort of coming back and our defence is coming back. I feel like you're sort of starting to see how we can play now. I think we've sort of been in a bit of a slump, but I know we can definitely play that nice attacking sort of and defensive game, and we're just trying to improve each week, and it's good to see that we're getting some results.
As a team, how did you handle the challenges of going 5 straight games without a win from mid-April into mid-May?
Yeah, it's tough. When you're in that sort of slump, you don't sort of know exactly why you're sort of losing, and you just got to sort of just keep coming into training after a loss and sort of just looking forward to that next win. But when you don't get that next win, you got to come in again, and you're battered and bruised, and we had plenty of injuries after each game, but we, you just got to keep getting in there, ripping in, and just sort of believing that we're going to turn it around.
Well, it certainly has come right. Last weekend, you moved from the second row into prop. Does that change much, as far as the specific challenges or requirements of that role are concerned?
Yeah, I felt like I was pretty comfortable with getting comfortable with that back row spot. But now, there's some sort of different parts in the game that I got to sort of focus on. It's just I don't know, in a way it sort of becomes a bit more energy efficient, when you're, in that spot, when you're not thinking clear and you don't really know what, you're in different positions, it sort of takes it out of you a bit. But just the main thing just is tackle and keep running hard in the middle. It's just a sort of washing machine, as they say, you're just trying to win every tackle, and there's a lot of tackles in there. So just got to sort of keep going. But yeah, I've been liking it. It's been fun, and it's good to see we've been getting some wins, so it's been good. Good
stuff. Those collision areas, it must take something pretty strong mentally to want to, tackle after tackle, game after game, go into those collision areas. Is that something that you've developed over your career, or have you always had it?
I don't know, a bit of both probably. It's definitely pretely tough. I can't say I haven't worked for it, but I don't know. It is tough. I guess you sort of got to win the first couple. Or if you don't win the first ones and they get some quick play the balls, you're going to be struggling to get the next two. So I guess it's just got to win those first couple and don't give away 6 against.
Yeah. Is it mental in many ways? Actually wanting to put your body on the line like that.
Yeah, if you've got some injuries and you got a sore arm or something like a sternum or something like that, and you're not fully prepared to put your body on the line, you're definitely not you're gonna show it out there. And I think you got to come each week mentally ready to put your body on the line for the boys.
Shaun Johnson back tonight. How does that change the shape of the team, particularly on attack?
He'll provide a lot for us. He's got a good kicking game. He's keen as to get back in there, and I'm sure he's watching from the sidelines, training hard. So it won't change much. We sort of keep it our sort of game plan. Tamati will still be there, so he's been steering the ship around pretty well. Like, he's very well actually. So he's been unreal for us while Sean's been away. So it's good to have both of them now, and hopefully they're both in form and playing off each other nicely. Yeah,
you're right about Tamati Martin. Everyone's been just so impressed with how he's gone in that 7 jumper. I guess internally you would have known how good he was, but has it been in any way a pleasant surprise that he's stepped up in Sean's absence?
Yeah, he's an unreal trainer, and he's put a lot of work into his game over the last 2 years. So he's definitely deserved the rewards he's got, and in that middle role where he gets to touch the ball a lot more, he's definitely succeeded, and he's been killing it. It's good to see.
And your second season at the Warriors, obviously you've played more games in those 2 seasons, and we're only about halfway through this one, than you did in all 4 of your years at St George. So where have the big growth areas come in your game that have led to you becoming a regular starter at the Warriors?
Sort of just moved over here for an opportunity, and I knew I had to knuckle down. To be honest, not many teams wanted me after the St George, but Webby gave me an opportunity, and I just knew that it was sort of my time to, it was my time. If I wanted to be an NRL player, I got to train hard, and I come over here to knuckle down, and Webby sort of hasn't looked back, and he's been starting me, and I've been I've been very grateful for every week I get.
Why don't you think? Do you really think not many other teams were that keen on you?
Oh yeah, I was not really I didn't play very many games at all. And I was just coming off the bench, maybe playing 20 minutes, and me and manager had a good old chat, and we didn't have much going. So I just sort of thought the best thing for my career would be to head over to New Zealand and just solely focus on football.
And you've turned up here and you've hardly missed a game, so it's obviously been the right decision.
Yeah, it's really good decision.
Absolutely. The Storm, the Melbourne Storm, can't get away from the fact the Warriors haven't beaten the Storm for quite a long time. Why are they so difficult to overcome?
They're just a great team. They've been great for the last, century sort of thing. They're just a really good team. They've got their big forwards, and they've got their speedmen out the back that ice everything. I don't know, just their team culture everyone always sort of talks about that, I guess. So they're just they're a really good team, and they don't lose many games.
Think back to round 2, it looked like you were going to break that long-standing duck. How much did that last-minute loss with Xavier Coates scoring that outrageous try at the end, how much did that sting on that night? Yeah,
that was a hard one. That was a hard one to swallow. I think everyone it's hard to, you can't do that. You can't think you're going to win the game with 10 minutes to go. You got to keep going, and we sort of fell asleep a little bit there. But there were some freakish tries there. We tried our best, but you got to sort of give it to the team as well. They probably come up with some really good plays there that got them the win in the end, and yeah.
And another massive crowd coming tonight, sold out again, and hardly surprising with a contest of this magnitude. That must be really cool, is it, when you drive into the game and you see fans sort of getting ready to get there and sort of loading up, getting themselves ready? Does that kind of add a little bit of extra energy to you as you know you're going to have these packed stands again tonight?
Yeah, it's massive. Home games are massive for us. Mount Smart's always sold out. I think they're sold out for the next 3 weeks or the next few home games, which is crazy, and I don't think we've played there that hasn't been sold out for the last, pretty much my whole career here at the Warriors. But it's good to drive in, see all the jerseys, all the flags going around. It's going to be like a night one, so it's going to be nice and dark, hopefully, and you know how they light up as we come out of the sheds there. It's an unreal feeling, and can't wait.
Yeah, we can't wait either. Jackson, great to chat to you, mate. All the best against the Storm tonight. Really appreciate you taking the time for a chat.
No worries. Cheers. Appreciate it.
No, appreciate your time. Jackson Ford there, out of the Warriors, 7:30 tonight. Good to know that for sports viewers who enjoy their rugby and their rugby league, no clash. Super Rugby semi-final, 4:30. Warriors at 7:30. If this Super Rugby semi-final happens to be level after 80 minutes, they go into they go into extra time and then golden point extra time. And then if it's still level after that, so there's 10 minutes of extra time. If it's still level, they play up to 10 minutes of golden point extra time. So the first team to score a try or a drop goal or a penalty wins. If it's still level after that, they go to the shots at goal. 5 players have to have a shot at goal from along the 22. They line one up basically sort of in the middle and then off to the side and then out on the sideline. And 5 players have to kick at goal. It's like a penalty shootout. I don't think I've ever seen one. I know they've happened. I've seen online footage. I'm not suggesting that's what we're after tonight, but that is the way they separate the teams in the Super Rugby semi if they are level at the end. Extra time for 10 minutes, golden point extra time, and then the shots at goal shootout, whatever they want to call it. New Zealand are 5 without loss, coming towards the end of the first over, chasing 41 to beat Uganda at the T20 World Cup. On email from Leon, always enjoy your correspondence, Leon. Piney, the idea of holding an Origin game in Auckland could be lucrative, but the biggest hurdle I feel will be its midweek and the finishing time. Most in attendance would have work and school the next day, so arriving home between 1 and 2 in the morning would be a big obstacle. Also, in the NBA Finals, I picked, says Leon, Boston in 6. It looks like Dallas will save some face today, but in saying that, it'll most likely wrap early next week in Game 5. The Celtics will be happy to return home and win it all in front of their home fans in what is known as a gentleman's sweep. That's when you win 4-1. Here's a crazy stat, says Leon. History shows that teams leading 3 games to 0 are 156-0. And I can't see the Celtics changing that this series. Finally, go your Hurricanes tonight in what should be a close and brutal contest. It'd be nice to see the Canes host the final after a very consistent season. Well, I agree with that, Leon. But then I'm very biased when it comes to the Hurricanes.
For more from Weekend Sport with Jason Pine, listen live to News Talk ZB weekends from midday or follow the podcast on iHeartRadio.